Hey, 7KT. Oh, wow. Here we are, July. We're past Independence Day. We're more than halfway through 2024. We're coming up on our 8-year anniversary with 7K Metal. That's a real point of celebration that a startup company, has first of all made it past 3 years. Then it made it past 5 years. But when it makes it to that 8th year and that 10th year, uh, many of you have heard me say over the years, and many, many years ago, even from the onset, uh, that 7K Metals would be a multi-billion-dollar company. And I still firmly believe that it can be that multi-billion-dollar company. All because of the technology that it has, the inroads that its milestones that it's passed in in the modern collectibles world, and all because many of the associations with people like Miles Standish. Uh, had we not had that association, had we not had that relationship with the CIT Mint and the Mayor Mint in Europe, I don't think we would have gotten there. I mean, we had great concepts, and then private vaulting, and to be able to have sound money wallet, be able to buy incrementally, make it affordable to everyone. That is a 21st century model, and the whole mission statement that just always rang to me, because that's what I've done now for more than 38 years. Taught people they need to have gold and silver. Taught people what they haven't been taught on purpose in the economic world. Most average people are afraid of that word, economics, uh, economy, economics, uh, like it's something challenging. You know, economics is very simple, and you don't need to be uh, afraid of it. You don't need to have fear because you don't maybe understand mathematics and all they've made it difficult on purpose to to keep people away from what is true economics. See, true economics is uh, things of value, uh, productivity, taking taking something, using manpower or resources or other thing to transform it into something and that's useful, and then other people desiring it and getting it. Uh, that's economics. That's basic economics. That's intuitive economics, by the way, too. But uh, it's not paper. It's not that dollar. Yeah, but that's what everybody's taught. See, and it it's how do you get ahead financially is not through paper. Never has been. That's why in America, the land of entrepreneurialism, and it's around the globe too, as long as the governments would allow it for people to do it. See, governments get in the way of entrepreneurialism through regulation and all their controlling factors. Uh, but uh, you know, to you get wealthy inch by inch. You ever heard the term? And I know I've said it over the years many, many times. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. By the yard, it's hard. And what's that mean? It's the same thing in financial terms. Inch by inch. See, you collect assets. You, uh, let me give you some basic economics I used to teach, and maybe I'll need to start teaching all these things again. Uh, 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 you only have, and if you're afraid of a budget, then you'll never change your financial status. You've got to budget. You've got to take what I have coming in and what has to go out. So you got to meet your basic needs. You got to pay your electricity bill. You got to pay your rent or your mortgage. You got you, you got to pay your car insurance. You got to pay these things. Now you can cut down on those. You may have more than you need because that's what you want. So you have to match your wants with what you have. Another good book I'll give you that I read decades ago, The Millionaire Next Door. Okay, and uh, and I'm kind of like that. I'm not gonna walk around the street. I see a penny down on the street. I bend over and pick it up. It's a penny. I mean, if we walk right past it, that's not just good. That's not good economic sense. A quarter, a dime, a nickel. Well, you don't see those that much anymore because change kind of disappeared from us. But it's kind of the concept. A penny saved is a penny earned. Okay. And so I'm going to give you that sum, and I'm going to get right to the teaching points that I have for toward 7K. But this is teaching points in 7K because this is kind of conversations we need to have with people as we're we're prospecting them and pulling them in to why gold and silver, why they need gold and silver. I mean, we got all the examples and everything that demonstrate it, but uh, it's more than just that. Okay, we know we need toilet paper. We know we need toothpaste. We know we need certain essentials and certain things that don't have a short shelf life. Well, uh, we learned this when my wife and I we were in college. When I was getting my chemical engineering degree, we got married before I finished my fifth year. My We had 5 years back in there to get a chemical engineering degree, so it wasn't just four. So we got married in my my fourth senior year, and then had to complete my fifth year. And so we're married. We're on our own, and uh, I'm paying my way through school, or with what scholarship I don't have. Uh, and Pamela's having to go to work, and I'm working part-time while I'm going to school. But, you know, money was few and far between for us. So we had to eat, but we lived better than everyone we knew. And it's because of some of the principles I'm just going to tell you about. And I've taught it ever since then. See, uh, I I would do the shopping for us. And when we would have toilet paper on sale, I mean on sale, well, I'd take every last penny we had, every last extra dollar to buy months and months worth of toilet paper. Because see, if I could get a 50, 60% savings, I wouldn't be having to spend that in the future. And so when one has a real budget that they're operating on, and they're planning savings, they're planning expenditures, and they are cutting down on, you know, not spending so much on all the movies and rentals and all this kind of stuff, and cutting down on your TV, not paying a $280 bill a month for TV services, uh, and economizing, getting down into streaming services, getting down to affordable, what you can afford, not what you want, but what you can afford. then you can start really making your money work for you. And it's all making money work for you to turn it into assets. Now, I just talked about consumables. I just talked about that those aren't assets. But see, you got to make room to be able to acquire some assets consistently every month. Now, what are assets? Well, you and I know the best assets for us is gold and silver. And the best asset for a person that doesn't have wealth but needs to accumulate wealth is gold and silver because there's no risk involved there. And they're accumulating something of proven value. Well, see, these are the kind of messages that we've got to be having in our conversation, in our weekly meetings. And, 7.5 plus years, almost 8 years, I've been running a weekly meeting every Tuesday and that our people are, and we always talk about something. It relates to 7K, but something like this. Every week we have a little extra discussion. We talk about global world banking situation. We talk about BRICS. We talk about all the subjects briefly. We educate our members. We together discuss so that people have bring it understand the potential impacts to them and their friends, family, people they associate with. Well, why do we do that? Because you talk to people at opportune moments. That's why. See, you got to always be talking to people. It says 7 pieces of paper that I teach. You're 2 years to learn, 3 to 5 years to build a big business. If we don't have that kind of patience, persistence, perseverance, then we're never going to be successful. If we're hopping from one deal to the next deal, we're never going to be successful. You're just hoping that you win the lottery. It's another concept of winning the lottery. Grass is always greener on the other side. I got to get in one of these get rich quick things. Hey, good network marketing is not get rich quick. That's that first piece of paper. Okay. Recognition of that. But recognition that you got to be with a sound company that has the potential to get where. Will they go through change? Oh, absolutely. Will they go through many modulations to get there? Absolutely. Okay. But can you stick it out? Am I happy with everything that happens? I've been in here almost 8 years. I've gone through every change there's been. Okay. But what I want to do is how do I help make it better? And that's what a good leader does. How do I make it better? When I'm trying, I am screaming loud, but I don't just scream and complain. I give solutions. Write them up, put them down. I give solutions, and you know, with solutions, we can come to a better place. When, yeah, that's the whole concept of team, which I had at one of the uh, regionals years and years ago. You know, it was one of the first ones I think where Jason came in as CEO. I think it was the first one he was a CEO at back in New York. Wanted me to teach on teamwork, building teams. I had the biggest team in the company. I still have the biggest team and group in the whole company. Uh, the 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 fact that uh, teamwork is just the old acronym everybody's ever always heard. Team, TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. And so that's what I taught them because that's really what it is. because we're a group of entrepreneurs. There's no boss subordinate relationship here. We're a group of entrepreneurs trying to help one another improve our lives for ourselves and our family. And if we know if we work together as teams, we're going to be able to achieve more than what we do if we try to do it individually ourselves. And again, if you look at my 7 pieces of paper for success, that's all that is. That's really what that tells. But it's a success system. It's not how you build. It's the mindset that you have to be successful in network marketing, and in particular with 7K. Okay. And unfortunately, through the years, that has kind of lost in my group being duplicated. Well, I'm trying to resurrect it because that's what's necessary. That's absolutely what's necessary. Is a resurrect a teaching what the mentor has taught and has been the most successful person in this company. Why recreate the wheel? Okay. Enough pontificating. And this is recorded, so I want everybody. I don't care if everybody in the whole company hears this. That's what I want. Because that's why I put it up on YouTube in the beginning, first 3-4 years before I started doing individual team band apps for the building teams to give cohesiveness, individuality to those individual teams instead of just my group. Okay. No, I wanted individual. I wanted those teams to have their own mark, to have their own recognized leaderships in those teams because they deserve it. And that's why I got 17 team band apps right now. I want their team in their band app. So now the team leadership can communicate with one another and it doesn't get distorted with other people's ideas, thoughts, and it unifies that team. And that's what I want. And teams spring out of teams. I mean, that's the natural evolution of it. That's what happened with mine. I started with 1, and now we got 17. Okay. And I hope we have 117 in the years to come. Okay. And that's what we want. That's what I hope the leaders want for their teams. That's called successful duplication. And as technology changes, heck, band app be obsolete one day, and they're having better means. But right now, that's the best I've seen. Okay. Easiest, most acceptable, and it's just a catalog of training. Catalog of training and communication when, where, what we doing something. That's it. Not socializing and all that kind of stuff like the other mediums that's out there. And I've recommended to other leaders in the company, they create their own team band apps for their teams. I don't know if they've done it or not. I haven't seen it. The ones I've recommended to, I haven't seen them do it yet. But hey, that's their bailiwick, not mine. That's not my concern. My concern is working with the other leaders that are not in my group to have the team work for 7K to benefit 7K as an organization. So it benefits their members and my members. That's where I work there, not telling them how to run their business. That's not my business. Unless they want my information, you know, I'll be happy to share with them what I do, why I do it, and I do that. Okay, let's get to where I want to get this done, and I wanted to preface some of this updating here with you uh, uh, with these remarks that I had. Uh, and so I invite questions. I invite people to ask me. If you're hearing this on a replay, call me, talk to me. I want to know your concerns. I want to know. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what I can do to help make it better, because that's what I'm trying to do. And I work daily at that, not just every once in a while. Okay, let me jump quickly into what we're talking about. I'm going to talk about the new PEG, and I'm going to get you used to my terminology, because PEG is your personal enrollment group, okay, PEG. And so we got a 5-level. Everybody knows our new 1-page comp plan. I'm going to speak to that a little bit more today for everyone. So I'm going to get this bigger on the screen here so we can see it a little bit better. And so and will these things will things get adjusted? Probably so. Will there be some tweaks to that? I would think so. Okay. Uh, because there's some points that uh, even the company said that they needed data, they needed time. So we got some data, we got some time, and so let's look at this. Let's just look at these. All compare to our levels from a member to associate to copper to bronze to silver to gold to executive goal to presidential goal. And we can tell that by the personal sponsor actives on the left and right side. Okay. So even though that title is not there, we know in our minds. Now, for new people, that they only know this, and that's all we want them to know. For everybody from here forward, this is all we want them to know. They don't need to know about the past. I mean, how far back we're going to go? Day one, we're going to go through where we had one silver on your right side and you could be a gold. I mean, gee whiz, no. We're going to go right here, because this is the comp plan. This is the referral plan. This is how we get paid. And we're going to relate it to your back office that we have. And that's what I'm going to do today. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Everybody understands how this works, what you need to do, and how do we determine what we need to do. Well, what I want to point out is something I pointed out in Las Vegas when this was first announced. For the vast majority of people in this business, you don't have to concern yourself with this until you get to where you can make over $1,000 a week. Okay, now listen to me. Until you get to where you can make over $1,000 a week, you should only be concerned yourself about how to get there. That's the only concern you should have at this stage. Okay, because see, as an associate, you don't have to have growth factor. You don't have to have growth factor left or right to make a $500 check every week. All you have to do is have one personal left, one personal right, and a volume to make a $500 check. And that volume's going to come through what I've taught from day one, what your long-term goal is to get 25 people on your left team, 25 people on your right team. Doesn't matter what peg level they're in. It does not matter if they're buying a 20-point autosaver every month. 20 points times 25 is 500. That's enough to get you a $500 check every month. That's what you worry about. That's your goal. Acquiring assets, changing your life financially, buying a product of proven value that can gain value with time. And we've got a proven track record of that. Indisputable. Meets the mission statement, helping people make a $500 check a month. If this company is successful in doing that, just that, it will change. It will change what every other network marketing company has ever been able to do. Because most people only make that in a year. 80% of them that do network marketing. And they can do that in a month. Well, I even go one step further. So you only need one growth factor. Now, what's a growth factor? A growth factor is a sale, a new sale that occurs in a 28-day period, 5 personal active enrollment group, a peg, 5 peg levels down. You sponsored someone who sponsored someone who sponsored someone, not someone placed under you called spillover. None of that. It's you personally sponsored someone who's 5 levels deep. A new sale occurs in a 28-day rolling period. We'll get to that in a little bit more. But that will enable you to make $1,000 per week check. Now, I'm telling you, you're in total control of this with your family business back. One way, in the beginning. That's that in the beginning, you're in total control. If you don't have one, you will have one. Okay? When that time comes. If you don't have one, you will have one. More people will understand that in a minute. But what I want to get to is that third level, that bronze level, that $2,000 a week. Because see, we're getting to that point where that's a 6-figure income, but you only need 2 growth factor sales left and right in a 28-day period in 5 levels deep. And I purport that we will have more people making a 6-figure income in this company than any other company. But will we have a lot of people making this under this plan? I don't think so. So I'm just telling you the truth. I don't think so. I'm talking about down here, these levels, these 8 and 10, the goal, the executive goal, the presidential goal. No, we're not going to have a lot of people doing that. And that's where I think tweaks need to come and has to come. Okay. Because good builders build deep in their organization. They go where the interest is. They do what I've taught from day one. Leapfrog. Everybody's heard me talk about leapfrog. Well, leapfrogging is when you personally sponsor someone, they have top 25 candidates. Well, you don't want them to burn their 25 candidates. You sponsor them. You help enroll their top 25 candidate with them. You do the talking. They just do the quick introduction, the peak interest. They bring them to the table. You do the deal. Because if you let them do the deal, they're going to screw it up. And now you just met, you more experienced, while your person is learning more and working on their next 25, and you taught them how to do this, they get to see that. They're looking to enroll that other person on their left and their right, and you're doing it together still as a team, but now you are leaping over them, and you just met people you never met. You help bring them in with that person. You now work on the most interested person with them, with their top 25 people, top 25, 50 people. Now you just met. That's why I never run out of lists, because I keep leapfrogging down. I don't care how deep it goes in the organization. Well, that's beyond my 5 peg, active peg level, but that's where growth factor is happening. And that's where the most efficient growth occurs for the company and for me and for them. Because see, that's all in my peg. If I was doing it with spillover people, then it wouldn't even count for me anyway. I'd just be looking for autosaver sales, production. No, that's not efficient, effective use of my time in building an organization, a strong foundational organization that can be duplicated. And if you keep doing that, you're going to continue to perpetuate the bill. Okay, well, see, these people that develop here, that have ultimately developed that 100 people on the left and 100 people on the right, buying that autosaver at 2,000 points a month, that's enough for that $500 check every week. Well, when they develop 1,000 people on their left team and a right team, that's 20,000. That's enough for $5,000 every week. Oh, or in between. So you got the in between. So that's how you get to that bronze level of 2,000 a week. But see, to get to the 3,500 a week, you got to have 5 new growth factors every 28 days. Well, if you leapfrogging down, that's not going to occur that easy. So that forces you to go get brand new people and not work where it's most efficient. And I don't think that's the good thing. I've always worked beyond my organization, beyond my pay, because I want to build that team of buying thousands of autosavers every month. Thousands, not just hundreds. So let's relate that to what I'm talking about with this. And I'm going to go back and forth between this right here, because we put in the spreadsheet, we just put ranks there, even though if you get this, you don't necessarily get, because you got to get that pay to get the rank now. Okay, so no need to go in over that. You'll see that as it comes. That's a pretty easy thing. Okay, but what I'm wanting to get at is how this works, how you look at it, how do you relate it to your back office? That's where I'm headed. Okay, so I'll go back and forth between this kind of Excel spreadsheet view of the 1-page comp plan of 7K. And if you look down here, this is how you get your rank, by the cumulative 4-week earning. That's a pretty easy thing. I can come back to that and talk about that at the end. But I don't want to give the final training on this, because I earnestly believe we're going to have some tweaks come to this plan to make it even better. Okay, to make it even better. I really believe we're going to have that. Now, I'm gonna run to my back office to you, and let's relate how this works, and you can look at your back offices too. Okay, and I really want you to, but I want you to understand in the back office how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my dashboard, like when you log in. Okay, and when I go to the dashboard, if you notice your days of activity have changed, it's in a different spot. So what I'm sharing with you, there's some website changes that are going on. You need to be aware of them. They're occurring, uh, you know, bit piece by piece. Uh, and one of them is the one that I'm just referring to you. This occurred, oh, not quite 2 weeks ago. Uh, but everything's going to be put into your business hub. So when you log in, you need to go to your business hub, and then you're going to see everything you need to see for your new business. Okay. So it's going to give you your points like normal, your commission points that are rolling up. That that's on your bank side and your pay side. Okay. And and the other thing is many people say, well, where's my points? Where's number of people are auto savers? Well, they said just see that little points thing. Just click on it. There it comes up. And there's the number of people buying an autosaver in your left team, like in my left team. There's the points on the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, the 26th. Okay. Now that's in your entire organization. Okay. Now I don't have hardly any spillover in my organization, period. End. Now, 99% of my organization is all my peg anyway. Okay. But that's not true with everyone. And most people, it's not true. Uh, the vast majority of the people have spillover, meaning that you're really kind of one-sided instead of having two sides. Okay. And you need to have two sides in a binary. You can't just be one sided. You can't just be in a power leg and expect to make a lot of money. Okay. It's good to be in one. Oh, trust me, you have opportunity. Okay. That's the beauty of that binary and being in somebody's power leg. Okay. Uh, so and you don't have to be in mine. You can be in somebody else's. You can be in a quarterback. You can be in a Zerniak. You can be in Wayne's. You can be in the Basses. You can be in the Clements. You can be in Todd's. You can be in Derek French's. You can be in Mike Mandado's. I can go on and on and on. It's okay to be in somebody else's power leg. You don't have to be in the main power leg. Only a few people there anyway. Okay. Okay. So you get your point. You know where your points are coming up. And same thing on my other side. But I've got thousands already. Okay. Doesn't matter which side. Obviously, if I've got this many points coming up, and now you'll only have new enrollments and 5 peg levels included in those points. Okay. So it took me almost 8 years to get to this point. So my first piece of paper, it takes time. Even a master in the industry takes time to get there. Okay. So this gives you your active personal sponsors, your active, you just click on it too. All these are linked. You click and you see your active personals. Okay. The date they joined, all that kind of stuff. So I got 12 actives on my right, personally enrolled. I got 10 that's enough to be an executive goal and to get a $10,000 check because why? I've got 13,880 points, but I won't get a $10,000 check because I only have 9 growth factor and 15 growth factor. So let's go back. Let's just take mine. And right now, it says, according to the new pay plan, that I would only get paid $3,500 tonight at midnight under the new pay plan. So let's go look at why. Remember, 9 growth factor 15 growth factor, left 15, right 9. Volume, got plenty of volume, got plenty of personal active. Everything here meets to be an executive goal pay. Okay. The only thing that is in question is growth factor. And for a goal, you've got to have 10 and 10. So if that read 10 right now, this 9 read 10, that would read 7,000 right now. So it tells me that I've got to, before midnight tonight, I've got to have a new sale in those first 5 peg levels to get a $7,000 check. That's what it tells. So if you've got a volume, then this is where I want to go, and I want to do a couple of what ifs. I want to show you this. If you've got, there we go. So, and I'm going to go to the, I'm going to go to there so you can see what I'm talking about. You got to have 10 growth factor and 10 growth factor. That's so I'm one short. I got more than enough for this because I got 15 left and 9 right. So that's why it says 3,500. But I don't have 10, so it won't say 7,000 as a projected check. Now, to get that $10,000 check, I got to have a growth factor of 20 and 20 in those first 5 levels. 20 and 20 in those first 5 levels. And if you wanted it, and I got enough volume to get paid that 12,500 right now. And I've been having that for the last 3 years. And everybody's been on my trainings know that. So, but to get 40 growth factor, ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm getting that. That ain't happening. That's why I say there aren't going to be many people making this kind of money. Not under the current plan. Not except on brand new. Now I'm going to show you that too right now. Brand new, just getting started, just getting engaged. Oh yeah, because I could have been doing that for years. And I'd had that growth factor. What are you talking about, Bob? I want you to understand the plan. Now, any of you not even anywhere near making this, do not even need to concern yourself with this. This is why I want to point you to here, to the 500, to the 1,000, and the 2,000. And the growth factor required for that, I believe anybody can do it the way I teach you. Because I can teach you how to do that in a heartbeat. If you got that kind of volume, I can show you how you can get that check every single solitary week. Okay. So I want you to go to work and I want you to be able to maximize and get that. That's what I want that's my challenge to every one of you right now that hears this and will hear this on a replay. That's what you need to get doing. Now, I'm going to go back to another plan. I'm going to show you something real quick. If I can find it. Oh, it's right here. It's right below this. Okay. I taught, this comp plan. I've given a little training, a little PowerPoint presentation, how to build, but it's the new comp plan. It's in the band app. I've got it on YouTube too, by the way. But here it is. And I want to just share with you, when you're building new and you're doing, you don't have any problems with any of this. As you ranking up and you get into that 2000, you've got the best plan in the world for that to happen to you. And I believe that. The key is just finding a person willing to do the work. Okay. And that doesn't come overnight, but that comes by making those 5 contacts every single day, just like my job description, my 7 pieces of paper. There's 7 pieces of paper, everyone. This is the whole key to it. That's why doing this, hitting those trainings, being a well strategy, the very basics that I teach, the very basics that should be taught and duplicated. Well, let me go to our growth factor. I'm hopping subjects on you. I know that. But let's just go back to the growth factor, what it takes to be new. Look, when you are here, you don't have anybody on your left and right. But it's our first job is out of your top 25, get you one on your left, one on your right. And this is just, getting one on the left and one on the right, the power of 2. Okay. You get 2, they get 2, they get 2, and they get 2. Okay. Just the basics. Okay. So here we go. You sponsor one on your left, one on your right. That's a growth factor. This is week 1. And you help them out of their top 25 get their one on the left, one on the right. Now, well, you got 3 growth factor left, 3 growth factor right, and that's week 1. Okay, what do we do the next week? Well, we do the same thing, right? So now look, you've got 7 growth factor left and 7 growth factor right, but week 2, you had 4 new growth factor left and right. So you had 3 and 4, making a total of 7. Now, week 3, if you just keep duplicating the process, you got on week 3, you got 8 new growth factor coming up in week 3. So 8 and 7 is 15. So you already got 15. Man, you're at that goal pay range, but you don't have the volume to get goal pay. Okay. But you don't have any problem with growth factor. Growth factor is insignificant to you when you're building. Growth factor is insignificant to you if you're just trying to get a $500 check a week. Growth factor is insignificant to you if you really are got enough volume to get a $1,000 check per week. And it is significant in that 5 pay levels. So just go get it. Okay, what do you have in week 4? Well, you got 16 new growth factor coming up in week 4. So 16 and 8 is 24, and 4 is 28, and 3 is 31. So not enough to get that what? Not enough to get that presidential, but that's enough to get that executive goal. But you don't have the volume yet. But you are totally fine with growth factor. Now, let me give you another clue. That's all in your 5 peg level. You sponsored them, they sponsored them, they sponsored them, they sponsored them. That's all in your 5 peg level. So you're going to get every bit of that growth factor. Now, what's cool is this 16 will go for another 4 weeks. So if you had no new sales for the next 3 weeks, that 16 alone, as this drops off, week 5, week 1 is going to drop off. So those 3 are going to drop off in your total. Week 6, these 4 are going to drop off in your total. Those are already gone. But you still have left 24. Week 7, those 8 are going to drop off, but you're left with the 16. Remember, I'll tell you, it'd take you another 4 weeks, even if you have no more sales coming in. But if you have no more sales coming in, you have no growth. Or and if they're below your 5th level, you got volume coming in, but you still don't have enough volume to push you up to those levels of gold and silver. You only have enough volume to push you up to that bronze level at 2,000 a week. That's it. If your sales keep accelerating to give you the volume, like mine did when I was building and growing and keeping it that way, like Wayne's did, like Greg Zerniak's did, like the Quarterbacks did when they're building, like George Donaldson's did, like Woodrow Venables did, like Danny Clements and Tiffany Clements did, like Catherine Bass did, like Derek French, like Todd Collins did. Now I'm giving people in my group. I'm not going to talk about Curtis Harlan or Diane Graber or same statistics, same everything. Kathy Guzzo, Daniela, Mark Machad. They're all leaders outside of my group. But it works the same way. And so when you start with a business family pack on, y'all know business family pack, well, the way I started day one, the way I taught day one. Now, but I always teach this, the power to. And the fact that my long-term goal is autosavers. That's the whole key. It's autosavers. It's an asset. It's not an expense. It's not lotion, potions, and pills where you're spending money every week or every month and you got nothing left over. You consumed it, you used it, or you threw it away in a trash can because it expired. No. We are building assets. We're building wealth. And we're learning how to accumulate more and turn it into more wealth and turn it into a stream of income and teaching others to do the same thing. That's what we're doing. Okay. Hopefully, this explains how this comp plan works as it stands right now, but I firmly believe we're going to have some tweaks to it to make these things more possible for people to sustain, not to maintain, not to get, because I could have gotten there in my growth period. I'd been making those $12,500 paychecks. Oh heck, I'd have just had to sponsor a few more people. That ain't a hard thing to do. I match the sponsoring of people with my volume that I need to get and where I'm working, what I'm doing. And that's the way everybody should do. You should approach it like big business. Everything done here should be done as it's a big business, but you're running it. So make sure you're getting the right advice on how to do it too. And make sure you're teaching your people how to do it the most effective, efficient way to give them the highest return. Okay. Hopefully that explained how this comp plan works with those 5 peg levels and the difference between spillover. Now let me go back to the website again. And I think that will become evidently clear, that it tells you, let's just look at you. If you've got 2,000 in volume or more, what do you have to get that paid? You have to have 3 personals left, 3 personals right, and a growth factor of 2 and 2, right? Let's go see. Let's see if I remembered. I may not remember correctly. Let's just see. Well, I'll be doggone. I remember correctly. You got to have 3 personals left, 3 personals right, growth factor at 2 and 2. So if your growth factor is at 2 and 2 by midnight tonight, and you got over 2,000 in volume, between 2,000 and 3,000, if you got between 2,000 and 3,500, less than 3,500, and you don't have growth factor of 2 and 2, if your growth factor is 0 and 0, you get a $500 check. If your growth factor is 1 and 2, you'll get a $1,000 check. You need 2 and 2. So it tells you exactly what you need this week, pay week, Saturday midnight. That means you have to sponsor them, or someone you personally sponsored has to sponsor a new person, or someone they personally sponsor in that first 4 levels. It's 4 levels because the 4th person sponsors them, puts them on the 5th level. So it's really 4. It's really 4. So don't go working with somebody down on the 5th level, getting them to enroll someone, because they ain't going to count in your growth factor. Got to go on their 6th level. If they're on your 5th level and they sponsor someone, they're on your 6th level, and that ain't going to count for you. So make that clear too. Okay. So hopefully that's real clear. Now, for many of you, this is for your future. But those of you that have or been getting a $2,000 or dollar more check, this is what you need to concern yourself with. This is where you need to have your head in, and how to achieve that and what to do according to the current comp plan as it stands. Okay. So again, I'm going to go back to the website because I need to show you a few more things there. I want to get that done. As you know, I know it will be obsolete in a bit, but we need to get this communication out, and I'm going to do it through this video. Okay. The website's changing. If you'll look also, in your business hub, you'll see there's your days of days to your inactive, days to your lose point. That's where it's at right now. Move from your dashboard to right there. The other point that I really want to show you is we're going to have to learn and teach how to prepare new enrollment, because this enrollment process is just taking way too long. And when people change and it gets on their email and pops to their phone and all this kind of stuff, we just need, amongst us who actually are building it out here, how to make this easier, quicker, and more simple. And we've got some ideas, but one of the things is learning how to prepare that new enrollment, sending that link to their email. And if you don't know how to do that, get with somebody you're ready to enroll someone. I will do a training on that and post it here, a training of how to do that. Okay. But that needs to come. I just want to point that out here because I want to go to a couple of other things right now real quick. And you'll see some more links here in your resources, training, file vault, share links. Okay. In particular, I want to go to training first real quick. And if you look at training, you're going to start having our old training site you know, they told us this is coming, but now it's here. They didn't tell us it's now. It's this week that's been doing it. Okay. So uh, I don't know if you got an email. I didn't get an email, but it showed up in the back office, and I've been handling questions on it. But if you're seeing this, this is the answer to it. Okay. Uh, right now, if you'll click on any of the buyer certification, you'll get this thing 404. Okay. File not found. Well, it's not loaded. It's not up on the servers yet. So the same thing is on collectors training. So right now, temporarily, our quick start training, our inner circle training by Ryan Chamberlain, by Zach, uh, all these trainings are not available right now. And you said, well, what about at the old training site? No, they're not available there anymore. That's shut down. Okay. So even if you go to it, you knew how to get to it, and I did, uh, and I sent people there, and it was up just for a little bit, but it's gone. Okay. And you'll get this, it's been parked. Okay. And don't click on the link down there, because all it's going to do is take you to the company that 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 they that 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 supported that training platform for 7K. So for right now, we're going to have to use uh, our training on the band apps and training with one another. uh, we don't have these. You're going to have to use our getting started trainings. Okay. Good thing we've got them. Okay. Because everything in the training site, you get this, even in wealth strategies. Okay. So I wanted to show you that real quick. So if you're clicking on that and you're getting questions, this answers that. Okay. The other thing is, here's the file vault real quick. And you're going to see that some of the files, this is files you can load up. These are get started files here, and there'll be the manifesto, which you can download, the getting started with 7K, the easy to follow little instruction PDF that you could, well, that's a JPEG, but uh, the here's your compliance, these are your logos and things like this, brand privileges, all that kind of little stuff, PDFs and thing. Here is resources. Now, resources is where you're going to have the share plan, the one-page share plan that I was doing, the detail where it has more words written in to explain. I encourage you to download that and read that, especially concurrent with the training I just gave. Okay. So here's Sound Money, the download, your money management, the forms to help you get debt free. Okay. And the process that we want to teach people. So that's File Vault, and they haven't got everything loaded yet. These are some of the share tools that we were talking about, and these are the logos, the assets. They call them assets, a bunch of logos. Okay, so I just want to show you where everything's at real quick. And where it's coming. It may not be there. I don't know how long it'll be before they load them up. They hadn't told me. I have no idea. Okay. It's just coming as soon as they can. Okay. Uh, and in resources, you're going to see the new wealth strategy video. You can share the link right here, and you just click on that little share, and you can copy and paste that. You can do it through Facebook, through Twitter, through different social media type things if you want to do that. Then there's Spanish. It's also the PowerPoint presentations is here in and the PDF presentation. Both there's the PDF in Spanish. There's the PowerPoint in English. There's the PowerPoint in Spanish. There's the key of the Apple version. of the PowerPoints. So there's the German. And so this is where you're going to find that under resources. And if you look at share links, uh, these are links that you can create, that you want to add, that you want to send, but you want to put the link. So if you want to put uh, like the Courtney Ebbs video link in here to be able to share to somebody, you want to put one of my videos in here to share to somebody off of your website, you can basically be able to use this kind of like your 7K Systems app on your phone. So this is where that's headed. So just to let you know about some of the changes. The other thing I really want to show everyone uh, is that not every link in here works, but just to know, under member benefits is where we really need to just kind of make sure everybody knows they can set up their own accounts in their own time, and they got tutorials. And if they have problems, send them to first to 7K support to help them out if they got problems. But if they don't get immediate satisfaction there, to come back to you, and then you help them or find somebody to help them get it taken care of. So we're looking for immediate satisfaction. We're not looking for this to go on days and days and days. We're looking at these things to get done, get finished, get set up, especially with their Sound Money wallet and their 7K Advantage and their Stack and Sell. Okay, we want to get that taken care of. The and the last thing that I really kind of wanted to go at with this is at the very bottom of your website, the footer it's called. Okay, the FAQs are very, very important. Uh, and I use that FAQ for a big thing in enrolling people, because that's where we have the screenshots of the enrollment that really helps people out a lot. But it also is the links to Stack and Sell, to Sound Money, to Pay Quicker. And in Sound Money, you use the same username and password to log in to Sound Money. Then you have to verify it. So they have to go through that verification process themselves, okay? And use the same username, password for these accounts to log in. Okay, I know that was a lot that we went through today. I went at it real fast and real quick with you. And I hope it is going to help solve a lot of problems, help answer questions as you forward this link to others to kind of listen to and what if you want to. Okay. But uh, I, I, I think I talked about income. I did. I always do. What am I talking about? I think I talked about it. Of course I did. Okay. So just to kind of wrap up real quick, the 7 pieces of paper. It takes time. You are with the right company at the right place at the right time. You're going to have to go through trials and tribulations with them to ultimately succeed. But I'll tell you this, quitters never win. Quitters never win. That's the one thing I've learned. Quitters never win. This is like any other career, except its big difference is it can provide a residual. Now, how much of a residual is different between different companies? And right now, we're looking at, oh, well, what do you got to do to make a residual? You want just a 500 a week, 1,000 a week, or 2,000 a week, you know? That's what takes to succeed in this business. And if you're not doing the exposures, you're not going to win. Do you do that all the time? I'm doing this every day. If I'm doing it, you need to be doing it. Now, I may not be doing it personally myself, but I'm doing it for others with them. Mine is not peaking, but I pretty much peak interest every day. And I have just as much success at winning at it as you do. Not everybody's brain screwed on right these days. It's just a fact. Sometimes we have to catch their attention before they even really hear us. And sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years before they hear us. That's very unfortunate. But how we build, and don't try to build more than one tracking center at one time. Just build one. Building one's hard enough. If you're trying to build 2 or 3 at one time, you're diluting your efforts. You're going to have a tough, terrible time. And you're going to get frustrated more than you can imagine. But let the power of 2, the exponential expansion, work for you and me. That's teamwork. And does network marketing work? Absolutely. But here's what we all got to have: the right attitude, and we're in charge of it. Life's 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of that attitude. And if you don't have these 3 beliefs, you're not going to be successful. It's just that simple. And then, yeah, there's a 1, 2, 3 system. You know what? This is building. This first one is a success system. It's a mindset. It's a way to go and approach this business for at least 2 years. Without that kind of commitment, you're not going to be successful. And then this is how you start building. Once you enroll them. Now what do? Get them on the band app. Oh, yeah, you put them on the band app. Then you, after you see what team they're on, you introduce them to the 1, 2, 3 system. What's the 1, 2, 3 system? That's getting on that top 25 and getting to work now. Okay. Helping them get their one on the left, one on the right, and then helping them, and then leapfrogging down. Real simple. It's not hard. And then just duplicate. And then they can do all this stuff in the interim when you're not talking to people, when you're not doing things. They can do this in the cracks of the day or the moments of the day. And if they're not willing to put down the TV and do these things, they're not going to be successful. Their priorities aren't in the right place. If they're watching movies and all this kind of stuff, their priorities aren't in the right place. So, yep, let's look at that income disclosure statement and what I shared about this comp plan and what it's going to produce in the future. I absolutely believe that it produced the more 6-figure income earners in network marketing, in the history of network marketing. How long will that take before it happens? I don't know. There's a lot of factors involved. You know, managements change, companies change, economics change. How long will it take before it becomes $1 billion company? I don't know. Will it become $1 billion company? Yep. Eventually, it will. I hope you see what I see. And I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Go to work. Make sure you get the maximum pay you can this week based on the volume and your statistics that you have in your back office, and you make those things work for you to the best of your ability. You got questions? Give me a call. I'm here to help. Thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate each and every one of you more than you can possibly ever know. I will make one more quick announcement. I'm going to do it, but we got a great event coming up in San Antonio on August the 24th. And so put it in your plans. I'm going to be making another post on all the band apps about it. I've already posted it there one time. You can go back and look at it. I encourage you to go ahead and start getting your tickets. I encourage you, if you anywhere near and around you, and you, I don't care if you got to fly there. It's gonna be one of the better events that we have in this entire company in this August. August 23rd, 24th, 25th, if you can, but it's going to occur on the 25th, 24th, that Saturday. Uh, uh, put on by the quarterbacks and the Zerniaks and their leaders, the McLennans, and they just got a whole group of powerful leaders up there, and it's going to be an exciting event, a lot of learning, a lot of mixing and mingling with people actually building and growing the business, and you'll want to be in and around that kind of atmosphere. So I will see you in San Antonio. Have a great day.